Yeah, old school. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, this ain't for everybody. Some of y'all need to hear this. I know you're in the trenches fighting, but check it out. I'm gonna put it down like this so I can help you things understand. Everything you're going through is all part of the master plan. Or what? You thought cause you got saved everything was gonna be peaches and cream? You better wake up, son. Don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. Faith without works is dead. Read your Bible, you know what it says. He who don't work don't eat. Blackers don't get fed. Yeah, Jesus said he who puts his hand to the plow looks back the same ain't fit. Some of y'all ain't been in the trenches 5 minutes and you about ready to quit. I ain't mad at ya, I'm just hitting you with the real. If you doubted me and I was still tripping, now how you think that make you feel? Check this out, deep game, this here's deep. Some of y'all ain't sawing nothing but you started trying to reach. But unto him who is able to possess your fathers by his glory. Struggles might be part of your testimony, but it ain't the end of the story. Now the point is this was prophesied way back in the day. Choir, sing your hook right here and see if the church can relate.
I know we can make it. Oh, we can make it. I know good and well. I can work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Yeah, he'll work it out. I know we can make it. We can make it. I know good and well. I can work it out. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yeah.
Thinking not strange, the fiery trials wanted to try you. You say, why you? But your church say, what would Jesus do? Why you asking if he ain't trying to do what he's saying? He told you he was going to have tribulations, but you thought he was playing. 1 minute you tell him how good God is and can't nobody beat your talk. The next minute you backslide so fast, it's like you're moonwalking. Oh yeah, I preach it to myself because I ain't no better. It ain't like I've been following his every word, obeying it to the letter. But we soldiers, we got to remember that. Regroup, stay on point. Yeah, bow down, confess, repent, stay humble, let him anoint. It ain't easy as I thought it was. I'd be lying if I told you that. But it showed up getting better all the time. Trust me, that's the fact. Ain't nothing we going through that can't be handled. God put that on his son. Like they say, you can shout now if you want to, cause the battle's already won. So while you're going through the valley, don't even trip. You're gonna be on top. Choir, sing the hook line one more again. This time you don't stop.
I know we can make it. We can make it.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. We're going to pump the brakes right there, but I just had to give a minute to Big Boy, big boy upstairs, because I know it's my thought, and I hope it is yours, my belief anyway, that he's going to be able to help us see our way through all the so crazy madness that we're dealing with right about now, all these trials and tribulations and, oh, man, viruses, infestations, and racism and all that other crazy stuff we've been dealing with for years and years and years and years and years. Maybe one day he was going to wake up. Well, anyway, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Lamont Patterson, a.k.a. K. Diddy, a.k.a. Cat Daddy, the elixir of love. You can call me any one of those, but not that other word people like to call people. Anyway, welcome, Hump Day. Let me stop acting silly. We have a great show for you today. One of my old dear friends is going to be joining us, and I'm going to see if he's in the building right now. But I just want to put it out there. This show is brought to you by the good people over at World Movement, and we dedicate the show to a lot of artists, producers, entertainment lawyers, anything or anybody that's going to help pass on a message that's going to encourage and help this thing we call the music business. And with that being said, today our guest is Mr. Nigel George, all the way from Las Vegas, a dynamic person, dynamic personality, a very talented young man, and it's an honor for me to, call him friend. Okay. Let me see, is Mr. Nigel in the building? I know he's probably on his private jet circling the airport right now, but I'm going to see if he's landed, because we know how some of the stars are. They don't want to, be on Metro like me.
I'll cut it out, man. My big brother Lamont.
How you doing today? Man? I'm doing well, man.
I'm so blessed.
Thank you, brother, for taking time out to come through and chop it up with us. And
oh, man, it's an honor, man. I'm really proud of you, man. I'm really happy for all that you're doing, bro. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, look, I'm just trying to be the best I could do and remember the old thing that people used to tell us, each one teach one. So I'm just trying to give back something that people gave to me before me.
Oh, man, you're doing it, man. I saw you on the Jamie Foxx thing on Netflix. I was like, look at my brother doing it. What's that called? TV what's that Jamie Foxx show called? My Dad Embarrassed Me or something?
Yeah, Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me.
Oh yeah. I saw you on there, man. I'm like, he need to get the award for that performance, man. You know, that's my boy. So.
Yeah, well, thank you, brother.
I'm trying to do like you, man.
Oh man, you already doing it, man. I just feel like, a lot of us, if we come through the door, we forget to reach back through the door and help somebody else. And an old guy,
that's right.
singer, he told me, man, he said, always leave the ladder down. Don't ever pull the ladder up. And I'd asked him, I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, just like I said, always leave the ladder down. Don't ever pull the ladder up. And he broke it down to me and said, man, always reach back and help somebody if you can. You can't help everybody, but those you can, try to.
Right. That's so good, man, because so often, people reach that ultimate goal of success, and they forget everybody from along the way, that supported them, that helped them, that dreamed with them. You know what I mean? And I've seen that in my own life and career. People that I dreamed with and hoped with, man, we're gonna make it one day, and they make it, and then you can't even get a phone call back after that, let alone them helping you. Man, I just want to tell you congratulations. I'm happy for you, but sometimes you can't even do that, and it's all good, man.
So very true. For those that just joined us, if you want to call in and chime into the conversation, you're more than welcome. The caller number is 347-308-8747. Just press number 1 on your phone and let us know that you're there, and we'll let you join in this conversation. My brother Nigel, in Las Vegas, he's from the Caribbean islands, for all you girls that like those guys with those accents. But he's been singing and creating music since his early teens, and he's been performed with some of the great, fantastic shows in Las Vegas, ESX at MGM Grand, alongside with Neo. And the young man is such a very talented artist and performer, and like I said earlier in the show, that I'm honored to consider him a friend and a great talent. And we're going to be playing some of his music, you guys, shortly. But Nigel, I'm going to open up for you for a minute and let you tell everybody about you. I like to do that because you could say it better than me.
Absolutely. Well,
I heard absolutely well, but I think he's having difficulties on his jet there. Phone communications would be very bad, but I'm sure he'll be calling back in shortly.
My brother, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You trying to get rid of me already, man? What's happening? I'm that bad?
No, it wasn't me. I was waiting for your response and waiting for you to tell our listeners about your upbringing and stuff, and you just went out on me. No, it wasn't me.
I feel you. Well, first of all, man, let me just say that I was really feeling your intro when you were talking about, our social issues and all that we're going through with COVID. And I'm still really emotional after the George Floyd verdict the other day, and I'm still really feeling that. So when you did that intro, it just really hit home.
Yeah.
I'm still walking around with knots in my stomach over it. As a black man, I know you got to know what I'm talking about and how I feel. So I'm hopeful and prayerful that this is change in the United States of America for black people, for people of color, and for all of us, so that we can all be truly free. So with that said,
I certainly hope so too, because I'm one of those little kids that used to have to go to the movies and sit in the balcony because I wasn't allowed to sit downstairs. So I definitely feel it in a whole different way, in my lifetime.
Right. Wow. So this is like really breakthrough for you, especially.
Yeah. Look, I just hope they ain't trying to fake us out.
I know, man. Because after the Rodney King, after Rodney King, I was like, this is it. It has to be. They saw it on tape, and the whole world got to see, that we weren't lying. We're not just complaining. This is real. So now we're going to have change. After the riots, I thought that was it in '92, And here we are in 2021, all these years later, and stuff is still happening.
Hey, don't you remember in your history books don't you remember back in your history books when they was talking about the Romans and the gladiators? They always had somebody they could sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, by God's grace, we're no longer going to be the sacrificial lambs. And
not us. I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about one of them. But go ahead, man. Let's talk about you.
Well, let's on a positive note, man. Let's try to pick it up. I didn't come here to put everybody down. I just wanted to express my heart because I really felt you on that, But about me, a little bit about me. You said I'm from the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. That's where I was born, in the Caribbean. I don't have the accent that you were talking about anymore. I mean, it comes back sometimes. If I go back home to Trinidad and spend enough time, you won't even recognize who's talking to you on the phone. But, I grew up in San Diego. I moved to the United States as a kid. My dad was in the military, so I grew up on a Marine Corps base called Camp Pendleton in San Diego area. And, I think I was actually living on base the first time I saw Michael Jackson moonwalk on I believe it was Motown 25 in 1983. Ever since that moment, man, my life was all about music. When Michael did that performance and moonwalked on that stage, man, it changed my life. It completely changed my life. And ever since then, I wanted to do music. And so, in the early 90s, I moved out to Las Vegas. Because my manager lived out here. My manager was a guy by the name of Dino. And, he was an artist himself, had some hit records that, some of them I helped work on. And then after that, he went into management and production. He was working with, he was producing Robin Thicke. He was producing me. We're all just dreaming of being stars and being successful. And along the way here in Vegas, man, I ended up working in some of the biggest production shows on the Strip. You mentioned EFX. I was in that show. Like you said, it featured Neo. Also featured James Earl Jones, David Cassidy, rest in peace. He was the star of that show. And I was actually in a group called One Spirit with some incredibly talented people that are legendary in their own right. Bruce Williamson Jr., I know you know about Bruce. He ended up becoming the lead singer of the Temptations. And, unfortunately, we lost him due to COVID-19 a few months ago. Also, Ken Young was in the group, Lucy Shropshire, Mickey Brown, rest in peace, Nina Hooks, Schaefer Smith, who we all know as Neo now. And that was a really groundbreaking point in my career. Like I said, that was the biggest production show in the world. You can imagine a Broadway play, a $60 million Broadway play with explosions and music and special effects. That's what that was. And, after that, I ended up performing in certain bands around Vegas. Just to sum it up, I performed in Vegas over 20 years. But I never lost that passion to be a recording artist, always writing, coming up with new tunes, always in the studio. And so, I left music for a while, because being a dad was my number one priority, my kids. And you know how it is in music, man. It's feast or famine, right? When your gig is over, your money's over. So, for the sake of my kids, I ended up becoming a regular guy with my regular job. And my youngest is 19 now. I got 3 boys, Braxton, Jelani, and Donovan. And they're all young adults, young men. I'm very proud of them. But they're doing their thing, So here I go again. It's time for me to do my thing. I'm coming back into this music game. And it's where my heart is, where my passion is. It's my first love, So in a nutshell, that's the long story. I gave you the 12 inch. I gave you the 12 inch. Should have gave you the 45. But that's basically my story up to now.
Well, let me jump over here. Well, the topic everybody was or is R&B Dead. So with that question, Nigel, I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel about the state of music today?
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. That question is R&B dead. I feel like, it's on life support. It's not quite dead yet. And hopefully it won't be. Hopefully we can do something about it. I think it's in critical condition because I guess for the past 15 years or so, just hip hop has just been dominating everything, you know. It's been dominating, and you know, the record industry has enabled that to happen because music people like you and I are not the ones running the music business. It's run by numbers people. It's not run by music people like, you know, Berry Gordy and all those cats back in the day who were focused on artist development and creating stars, making legends. You know, because of guys like him, you had the Temptations, you had the Jackson 5, you got Michael, you know, Prince. I mean, the way things are right now, you'll never see another Michael Jackson. You'll never see another Prince. You'll never see, you know, the Beatles, because it's not about the music. It's not about the talent. It's about who is the latest guy trending on TikTok or whatever, you know. It's whoever can create that viral effect. And these hip hop kids, man, I got to give it to them. They've mastered that. It started with Soulja Boy, like about 15 years ago, 12 years ago, however long it was. He had this one hit.
I think it started with the whole sampling thing, because before sampling was allowed and they even knew about sampling, they had
you had to be a musician.
And the musicians come from the family teaching the kids, or us being able to get an instrument or band or harmony classes in elementary school at a young age. Correct, I agree.
A lot of these producers don't know how to create music. They call it making beats now, because they're taking music out of the schools. You know, kids don't know how to play. They don't know how to create melody.
No.
And so that stuff is taken over. But to my point with what Soulja Boy did, he was able to manipulate the internet with his demo and create a viral effect that ended up getting the attention of every record company, because they're chasing the latest craze. Well, after him, you had a whole bunch after that. You know, all these kids with the hip-hop songs. I listen to some of these songs on the radio, man. I'm like, it sounds like a kid did this. You could it sounded like he recorded it in the bathroom. You could hear the walls. And I don't know. I know music fans don't care about that stuff, but people like you and I do. You know, we're listening to the quality, the sonic quality of the song. But that's where we are now. You know, that's where we're at with this record industry. It's not about music. It's about numbers right now, you know.
Right, exactly. Hey, with that being said, Nigel, you know, I don't want to keep our listeners wetting their throats and licking their lips and playing in their ears and stuff, trying to figure out, you know, when we going to play some Nigel George. So,
we're here whining about the industry.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to whine some more, because we want those coming after us to do better than we did, like, you know, like good daddies and granddaddies and stuff.
Absolutely.
We want everybody to do better. That's the whole purpose of this show. So what song should we play first, Nigel?
Let's start with the up-tempo, man. Let's get things upbeat. Kick them off with some of that Love for Las Vegas. Nigel George featuring my little brother, by the way, Moose.
All right, everybody, we're going to roll with Love for Las Vegas. Don't go nowhere. Let the windows down, turn the air conditioner up, and put your ear on this.
Yeah. World famous. Fabulous. Las Vegas. White sky.
Star-studded fights, something's always going down. So exciting, something's brewing everywhere. I love this atmosphere here. Placing bets, forget about the stress. No better place to get away. Stacking chips, and top nights on the strip. Well, lift your cares away, and I got love. Ain't nowhere in the world compared to my hometown. Everywhere on the globe, it's all I hear about. Ain't got nothing against them other places. I got nothing but love for Las Vegas. Everywhere that I go, it's all I hear about. Everyone wants to know just what it's all about. A hidden gem in the desert, so world famous. I got
baby. It's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, mama. That's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, daddy. It's Vegas love. Desert oasis, greater than most places. Summer months are hard to bear. Don't go crazy, hit the AC or the pool. A party's always near. Vibes contagious, times outrageous. Nowhere in the world got girls like Las Vegas. I'm addicted to the 702. I never part from here. 'Cause I ain't nowhere in the world compared to my hometown. Everywhere on the globe, it's all I hear about. Ain't got nothing to miss them other places. I got nothing but love for Las Vegas. Everywhere that I go, it's all I hear about. Everyone wants to know just what it's all about. A hidden gem in the desert, so world famous. I got nothing but love for Las Vegas. It's Vegas love, baby. It's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, mama. That's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, daddy. It's Vegas love. It's literally the city that never be sleep. Sin City is talked about like celebrity beats. Confetti the streets, bright lights and luxury suites. Get you a Vegas girl for the night and one for the week. Club in the heat, summer nights 100 degrees. If you gamble, you drinking free when you come to the VC. It's the land where the mobsters once roamed. Wise guys that click, we taking over the throne. New York, don't you got love for Las Vegas? LA, don't you got love for Las Vegas? Atlanta, no they got love for Las Vegas. Quebec, DC, Chi-Town, downtown, Seattle, don't you got love for Las Vegas? Dallas, don't you got love for Las Vegas? St. Louis, gotta have love for Las Vegas. Detroit, Boston, Cleveland, Garland. Ain't nowhere in the world compared to my hometown. Everywhere on the globe, it's all I hear about. Ain't got nothing against them other places. I got nothing but love for Las Vegas. Everywhere that I go, it's all I hear about. Everyone wants to know just what it's all about. A hidden gem in the desert, so world famous. I got nothing but love for Las Vegas. It's Vegas love, baby. It's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, mama. That's Vegas love. It's Vegas love, daddy. It's Vegas love. You got to bounce on it, bounce on it. Even bet your house on it. And don't forget to tip. Yeah. Tell them, cheap bastard.
I am Envy. With your host, Lamont Patterson. I'm independent, but a minute. I'm feeling fine all the time. On my grind. I am indeed. Alicia Rain at the wave.
Yeah, I'm back with our guest today, Mr. Nigel George, and that was Love for Las Vegas. Man, they should be paying me for that.
Yeah. No, this is definitely my way of giving back to the city of Las Vegas. Man, it's been a blessing. A lot of dreams have come true here. I raised my family here, and this is my city, man, so I had to give it up, you know. I heard a lot of other artists singing and rapping about their cities. I'm like, wait, I live in one of the, if not the most famous cities in the world, man. Let me give it up to my town, you know, let everybody know. So that's how I came up with that joint.
Hey, well, listen, Nigel, you know what, man? You know, somebody just passed me a note, and I'm a snitch. And they said today's a special day for you, but they said that you're really not accepting a presents and that they should send them to my office.
You know what? You deserve it, man. You can have my present. Oh, boy.
Hey, well, happy birthday
it's a
from Miami Indy and my staff, man. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, man. What a wonderful way to spend my birthday on the air with my brother, K. Diddy. You know,
the elixir of love.
Man. Yes, sir. Hey, for a while I didn't know you were K. Diddy. I'm like, who the hell is K. Diddy? know you were the same people. So
yeah,
I'm like,
well,
his mama naming Lamont. I'm gonna call him Lamont too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sometimes it's good to be somebody else, Nigel. You know, you can be that other person, and you can really consider your thoughts a different way. You know, sometimes you got to step out of yourself and look back at a situation.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, definitely, man. You got to come up with a little alter ego.
Oh,
be
yeah,
somebody
you
else
can. Hey, look, if not, you'll end up seeing the same situation the same way, and that's not healthy. You got to get different views. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm thinking of doing that myself as an artist.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta do that.
I got some songs that Nigel George would never sing. But if I become somebody else, hey, shoot, absolutely.
Hey, look, that other person gonna tell you the truth because you might not tell yourself the truth.
Yeah, man. Shoot, absolutely.
Oh, that's crazy, but that is so
yeah,
real,
man.
so real.
So let me ask you a question, man. I got to ask you a question, bro.
Go ahead.
It just dawned on me that last time I saw you, we did a show in Vegas. You were my manager. You asked to be my manager. We did the show. You like, I'm taking 20% of all your stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it. We did the show. I get you. You got the 20%. What happened? I didn't see you for 10 years till last week. You're supposed to be my manager right now.
You say what happened? Hey, look.
Yeah, man. You disappeared.
I guess back then I did you a favor.
Yeah, you probably did, too.
Because everything was crazy at that point. God bless me. Hey, look, everything was crazy at that point. I was going through some stuff.
It was for me, too.
Look,
oh, you know
the
I
show
was,
going.
You know, yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, look, the show was going through some stuff, and you was going through some stuff, and we all was going through some stuff, man.
Okay.
But thank God it always make a way. You know, he may not come
here we are, man.
when we call, but he's always right on time, and here we are back
bro.
again, bigger and better than we were before. And
man, it was so good talking to you the other day. We must have talked for 2 hours on the phone, man. We should have recorded that. That would have been the show, man. We laughed and talked so much. That would have been the show. Yeah, man.
I know, man. These people would have been like, what are these cats talking about? They're supposed to be talking about the music industry, but it was all about the music industry, though.
A lot of it was, but you know, we talked about. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, it was a fun conversation, man. It was good to, you know, chop it up with you and laugh for 2 hours. I needed that. It made my day.
Well, anybody that don't have some type of drama, have went through some type of craziness in their life at one point or another, they are not keeping it real. They're not being honest with themselves, and they really know they need to go talk to that man in the mirror, you know.
Yes, sir.
That's what I know. So, Nigel, I'm not going to even ask you. I'm not going to even ask you who your musical influences because I already have a good idea.
Yeah, you can hear it, huh? You can hear it in the vocals. I'm talking Michael Jackson, of course. I already said that. New Edition, Babyface, Bob Marley, my uncle Cox Paul, rest in peace, and so many others, man. You can definitely hear the influences in my vocal style, my songwriting, and even my performances. So just a lot of people contributed, and you stir that all together and mix it with some Nigel George. It turned out to be something pretty cool, something pretty special, you know?
Right. So what song should we hit them with next?
You know, let's hit them with some Flesh in My Flesh. This song I wrote and produced with a guy out of Las Vegas you may know named Keith Nelson. Keith Nelson has worked with the likes of Shaka Khan. He's worked with Usher. He's worked with Babyface. He's worked with a lot of people. And we came up with this song because we're also brothers in Christ, you know, and so it's like we need to write a little sexy song for the ladies, but let's do it the way that God would have us do it. So we went back to the Bible, man. I'm talking Genesis 2, okay, and you'll definitely hear that in the lyrics. We just wrote a love-making song with a biblical scripture foundation, and that's Flesh of My Flesh.
That's interesting. All righty then. Well, everybody, you know the drill. Let the windows down, turn the air conditioned up, and put your ears on this. It's Mr. Nigel George and Flesh of My Flesh.
Time to hide away and lay your body down. I'm about to show that I love you. Lift your cares away, 'cause I'm gonna make you shout, shout, yeah. What you wanna do, girl? Tell me what you long. I'll do whatever you want to, 'cause we said I do. There ain't nothing wrong, no. When we make love, so blessed and so beautiful, all this love that's inside of me, I'll take my time and let it flow. Oh yeah, woman, you are flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, where you and I can be alone. So let's get physical, and baby, when nobody's around, lay your body down. Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, where you and I can be alone. And baby, when nobody's around, lay your body down. Such a miracle. Tell me, can't you see that I was sent here just for you? So incredible. I just want to please you. Whenever you want me, girl, I'm with it. See, all I want in my life is you in it. Yeah, girl, you're meant just for me. Whatever you need, baby, come get it. I can't imagine no one else but you getting it. No, 'cause the woman you are, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, where you and I can be alone. So let's get physical, yeah. And baby, when nobody's around, lay your body down. Flesh of my flesh, bone of, let's get together.
Okay, your girl Miss Dramaganza, check. Lip gloss, check. Mascara, check. I am Indie with the homie K Diddy, check. You listening to Blog Talk Radio, baby, and I love you for it. Mwah.
Yes, we back with Mr. Nigel George, and that was
yes, sir.
Flesh of My Flesh. Yeah, I definitely liked your lyrics, man, and your production was nice.
Thank you, my brother.
So
it means a lot. As a matter of fact, let me just mention that song won a lot of accolades. It kind of fell through the cracks, but it's critically acclaimed by Babyface himself. David Foster also won the John Lennon singer-songwriter competition with that. So that was a really special song that didn't do what it was supposed to have done, and so I'm back at it again. And just like you told me, big brother, it's brand new to everybody that hasn't heard it, So I'm about to push that again. Yeah.
that definitely reminded me a lot of some of Face's work right there.
Yeah, right. No wonder he liked it. Man, when I was a kid, man, Face was supposed to sign me, man. Him and his wife, Tracy Edmonds at the time, they were having meetings with my manager. And
wasn't me, everybody. Wasn't me at that time. No, wasn't me, everybody. Wasn't me.
Yeah, it was actually Dino, man, but Dino Esposito, and it just didn't work out, man. So check this out. Many years later, I'm working at Mandalay Bay. I'm a bellman, right? And I see Face, right? He's with his new wife, and I'm like, I'm a little embarrassed, It's like, man, it's obvious the record thing didn't work out. I'm here in this bellman uniform. I'm about 100 pounds bigger than when he last saw me, right? I'm like, screw it, I'm going to approach him. And I approached him, I was like, Face, what's up? And he remembered me, and it was all hugs. He gave me a hug, and he was like, man, call me in my room, man. He gave me his secret name at the hotel. Right. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to hit you up. I'm like, oh, shoot, Face going to bring a brother up, right? And so I called his room. I called and called. I got no answer. I had room service bring a special gift for him, gift bouquet, and the whole deal. Gave him my new number, and to this day, man, I still never heard from Face. But but check it out though. That was so good for me, bro. Because one thing that I am completely devoted to is being self-sufficient right now. At almost every aspect of life, I just don't like relying on people or hoping for people to give me an opportunity. And I always tell my kids that. I'm like, don't sit around and wait for someone to hand you an opportunity. You create your own opportunities, So being rejected by so many big people like Face, having so many close calls where things almost friggin' exploded, that's what it did to me. It made me, just, got that entrepreneur spirit in me to make me just DIY, make me want to do everything myself.
You just answered a big question for me, man, because I never could figure out why did I quit this business every day and start back the next day.
Every day, right? Yeah, man.
But you just made it clear to me as to why, because basically you need to be self-sufficient in all areas. People have a tendency to want you to slow your train down, but they don't want to jump on your train or help your train even move a little better, faster, and smoother.
Right. After you already got that train moving.
Oh, absolutely. That's the only way they recognize you is because you've done something. They don't care nothing about you if you ain't done nothing. Yeah. So
absolutely.
So
yes,
that is so cool. So I know you named some of your musical influences, and I think you touched on MJ earlier in the conversation. And talk a little bit about how he impacted you. I know you said you first saw him when he did his whole moonwalking and thing. But you know what? I don't know. I guess coming from an era where, we had to learn how to read music, play music, I guess have a different thing, and a lot of people consider artists complete artists today. But for me, the artists that we knew, you could give them a milk crate and they could get on it and do their thing. They wouldn't have to be produced in studios where they could pause, back up the track, or do all the different, technical things they can do in the studio. We used to have to come with it. So I know it's very few artists out there that are actually complete artists in terms of, the performing, writing, just the whole nine. You know what I mean? And you'd mentioned Prince earlier in the conversation, and those guys are so special. And I just hate moving forward because of society, the way they took, music out of schools and stuff. They're not turning out people like that anymore. And so I'm seeing good entertainers, man, but I don't see them being totally rounded, or should I say complete. Complete.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right. And I'm glad you said that, man, because I started on stage as a teenager. Before I set foot in the studio, I was on stage in front of people, doing my thing. And so by the time I got into the studio, man, I was already a performer. And so I had to learn to be a recording artist, because a lot of people don't know there's a difference. You know what I mean? You got people that are performers, but you get in the studio, they're not recording artists. And and vice versa. You got people that are recording artists, they can stack vocals all day, but when they get on stage, they can't translate that on stage. You know what I mean? And so it takes work at both. From a vocalist standpoint, I know now the kids got auto-tune where they can have the fake vocals now, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about real artists with real vocals recording in the studio. So yeah, I completely agree, man. We really need to get back to artists being completely well-rounded and complete artists. I'm with that 100%, and that's what I aim to do. Right. But to answer your question about Michael Jackson, though, look, before seeing Michael moonwalk on Motown 25, I mean, everybody knew who Michael was from the Jackson 5, and then he had Off the Wall and the Jacksons. Everybody knew him. He was a regular star. But that night on Motown 25, when he displayed the glove, the socks, the way he was dancing, he didn't really dance like that before. It's like he created his own style and displayed it that night and took the world by storm. He went from being a regular star to a mega star that night. And I know I wasn't the only one. You can tell by, when you listen to people like Usher and Neo and Chris Brown and, Genuine, these guys are also influenced by Michael Jackson. He definitely left his mark here on this earth, and so when he passed away, man, it was devastating. I was on the radio back then. You remember back then I was doing that radio show here in Vegas, and I devoted that whole show to him, man. I was playing his music. I was playing other artists that did tributes to him, and I had Michael Jackson impersonators on the show. And, as an artist, I just started, expressing my feelings through song and melody, and I kind of just started playing with this melody for Michael. I just started, Michael, you are love, we don't deserve you. And I must have just been, every time I think of Michael, I must have just sang that for about 5 years. And so all of a sudden, my guy Keith Nelson, who I sang that melody to, we were talking about Michael, he is on tour. Keith plays bass by profession, his trade. He's on tour with this guy named Morris Pleasure. I think they're playing with Bette Midler or somebody like that overseas. And Mo Pleasure was Michael Jackson's keyboard player. And he was telling Keith, hey, man, I'm doing this tribute album. I got 21 artists from all over the world that submitted their songs. I'm going to have Sony put it out, and it's going to be incredible. And Keith's like, oh, my guy Nigel has a Michael Jackson song, which I really didn't. All I had was that friggin' melody I was singing for 5 years. and so he was like, yeah, send it to me, man. We're going to put it out. And so Keith was like, hey, that Michael Jackson song, we need that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm with the guy that was with Michael, and he's putting out an album, and we need your song. I'm like, well, I ain't got a song. I only got that melody. Well, we need a song, so let's get to work. And so we got to work on the song, and it turned out incredible. He turned it in, and long story short, it turned out to be the best song on the album. They were excited. They were calling people to do the video and, all of that stuff, that it's going to be the first single. Next thing you know, man, these weird things happen in the industry. They went silent. No one's answering phone calls. I got all these people that are coming to me, like, when are we getting to work on this thing? And I'm like, you know what, man? Here we go again. Me waiting on other people. I said, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and I'm going to pay for it. Forget them. Man, I was flying directors and producers into town. I rented the cameras for the video in LA, out of L.A., and I got a crew of people together, and we did a really special video. Directed by Brent Craig and Bobby Huntley. My good friend, rest in peace, Lane Lassiter, was a Michael Jackson impersonator that a lot of people think is really Michael in the video, but it's Lane. Okay, so all the people out there saying Michael's really alive and he's in my video, it's not. It's Lane Lassiter. He was an incredible Michael Jackson impersonator, and so I don't know if you want to segue into the song, man, but it's called MJ, You Are Loved. I sent you the video. Did you check it out?
Yes, I did, actually.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
Very good. So, everybody else can go check it out, so it's available for them.
Absolutely.
On YouTube, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Just look up Nigel George, MJ, You Are Loved.
All right, everybody. We finna let y'all put your ears on this, and you know what I gotta say. So if you do it now, I don't have to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Let your windows down, turn the air conditioner up, and put your ears on this. You Are Love, and You Are Love by Mr. Nigel George.
Michael, you're the best there ever was. There'll never be another like you.
Mankind wasn't ready for such a genius. Could not conceive this, no. The way that you mesmerize. Never seen it, still can't believe it. And we forgot that you were just a man. We apologize for every tear you cried. You were such an inspiration to the world, Michael. You are love. We don't deserve you. That's why you moonwalking on the clouds. You are love. Although they hurt you, get your head up, make it smile. And how we miss you. One day we'll see you in the crowd. And we adore you. There's no one better doing it now. The world couldn't get enough of your magic and your talent. No. Your work is your legacy, and forever to be treasured. And through your friends and your family, you will never die. You're larger than life. You were the greatest entertainer in the world, Michael. We don't deserve you, no. Although they hurt you so. And how we miss
Yes, that's when everybody get up and clap their hands right there.
Thanks, man.
That was great. That was great, man.
Thank you, brother.
Man, you just bubbling with talent over there, Nigel. So what's in store? What's next for you, buddy?
Well, man, you know, man, my kids are older now, man. You know, like I said before, I sacrificed a lot of my dreams, and you know, when you have kids, man, they become the priority. Every parent knows that, or should know that. And so, you know, my kids are older now. They're all doing their thing, man. And for the first time in my whole life, Nigel George is my priority. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at all the things that I've dreamt of doing. I'm going for it. You know, I wanted to work in real estate. I'm going for that. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. You know, I'm doing that. I took marketing courses to learn how to market my businesses, including my music. And so, you know, I'm looking into film, trying to do a musical movie with my kids, kind of a family project. Just a lot of things on the table, man, that I'm, you know, kind of putting away my pennies for, so that we can get to work on it, you know.
Right.
So,
hey, you know what,
yeah,
man,
music in my future. And go ahead.
I think that's a great opening for this next song of yours, Brand New Man, because I definitely want to get that in. So, sound like that's a great intro for that song right there. You know,
that's right. I'm a brand new man, baby.
Yeah, that's what time it is. Everybody,
that's what it is.
Nigel George, you know his name. You know, look him up if you don't know it. And this is Brand New Man. And let everybody know that you heard it right here. So let the windows down and turn the air conditioner up and put your ears on this. I know it sounds silly, but I like it.
Hey, baby. I know you're tired. You've been through so much. Listen. I know what you're missing, girl. Someone who can listen, girl. Someone who respects you. I'm meant to protect you. Count on me. Forget all the other guys. You need a change in your life. Girl, I'll adore you. More will support you constantly. Honesty, respect, integrity. That's how it's gotta be. What you'll be getting from a love so true. Now the time has come for you. It's so long overdue. With the old and in with the new. You're tired of the games and the life. You need a brand new man. Those other guys been wasting your time. You need a brand new man. And it's clear to see, baby, all you really need is a brand new man. Oh, girl, you'll be safe with me. I'll be so proud to be the brand new man. You need a man to be real with you, who knows how to deal with you. Conversation candid, never take for granted all you do. Through the sunshine I will laugh with you. Through the storm and the pain I will cry with you, girl. Baby, let me bless you. When it's time to undress you, I'll come through. Admiration, truth, and dignity. Oh, that's how it's gotta be. You should expect it from a love so true. Well, the time is for you. It's so long overdue. That's why I'm here to rescue you. You're tired of the games and the lies. You need a brand new man. Yeah, baby. Those are the guys been wasting your time. You know. Oh, and it's clear to see. Baby, all you really need is what you need. Girl, you'll be safe with me. I'll be so proud of me. Bring it on down. I mean, what you really need, someone who cares.
someone who's gonna be there for you, baby.
Yeah, everybody, Mr. Nigel George and brand new man.
That's what I am, baby.
Yes. Well, man, listen, we down to the last couple minutes of the show, man. So let everybody know where they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can look me up on Instagram at Nigel George Official. Facebook is the same thing, Nigel George Official. And my YouTube, Nigel George Official. All these songs that you heard, with the exception of Brand New Man, which will be up soon, but all the rest will be available on all platforms, all streaming platforms. So definitely check it out. If you need to reach out to me, that's also NigelGeorgeOfficial@gmail.com.
All righty there, man. And definitely, man, I want to thank you again for taking time to come out, man, and chat it up with us and share your music.
Man.
And it's definitely a pleasure.
Man, what an honor, man. Thank you so much. I'm really proud of you, man. You're a great example to your little brother. So thank you so much. Great honor to be on your show, man. Hopefully I can come back soon.
Oh, most definitely, man. We're going to have you back, and I'm glad we're back connected, man. You know, we got quite a few projects, man, lined up for the summer, man, and we're definitely going to be chatting it up with you about it, man. Definitely want you involved, man.
Yeah, let's work. Definitely, let's work, man. Shoot.
Absolutely.
I'll be glad to.
Looking forward to it. Everybody, you know, we definitely appreciate you, and we'll be back next Wednesday, same time. You know what time that is, 2 p.m. PST. This show will be available worldwide in the next minute, so you ain't got no excuse for not to be able to hear the show from the very beginning to the end. And I'm going to tell you this again in case you didn't forget, because I told you last week, too. If you had any problems, you know, ask your mama, ask your daddy, ask the milkman or the guy that work at the gas station on the corner, because somebody know how to hear this show, so you don't have no excuse. You heard me? All right, so listen to this. We're going to take you guys home with another Nigel George's joint. So put this one in your ear as you roll. See you next week. Love you.
There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. We're coming together because we believe in what this country can be. We believe there can be hope. We believe we can be one people.
Red is for the hero's blood that's falling on this land. The brave, the young, the old, the ones who firmly took a stand. The few that made the difference when the difference meant it all. The ones that never hesitated answering the call. Why hope we never let